What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope y'all are doing all right. Hope y'all doing all right. First things first, y'all be sure to give your boy a follow at Tim Jackson now on Instagram and at No More OGs. Also, be sure to follow us on YouTube at No More OGs. But say, check this out, you guys. Man, I really wanted to have a conversation with you guys tonight. I just got off the patio doing what I do, smoking me a cigar. And I've been posting some stuff today. Shout out to everybody that registered for the event that we have coming up this Saturday at the African American Museum. Shout out to everyone who's watching. I'm actually streaming on Instagram. I'm actually streaming on YouTube, and I'm streaming on Facebook. So do your boy a favor. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at No More OGs. And be sure to check out the documentary Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about something that's very, very important that everyone needs to really know about themselves. Something that I struggle with for a long time, and a lot of you guys struggle with when I talk to you, and that's knowing that you already have what you need inside of you, and you need to stop looking for other people to, I don't want to say validate you, but to come along uh, on that ride with you. Uh, Many of us were taught growing up that you can get further with more people, which is true. You can definitely get further with more people. But what a lot of us weren't taught growing up was that the people that you are trying to go further with need to align with your purpose and need to align with who you are. They need to align, you guys. And what I'm seeing a lot when I'm talking to people is that you guys are stuck right now. You're struggling right now because the people around you, the people in your circle, the people that you really rock with, the people that you expect to support you aren't supporting you. And that's okay. That's actually kind of normal because those people, they didn't see you growing up being the person that you have become. They saw you as the person that they knew as a kid. They saw you as the person, who made a lot of mistakes. They saw you as the person who, got into that fight in the sixth grade and all that stuff that's going on. And some of y'all have your purpose, but you're not really trusting yourself enough to move forward with your purpose. So you're struggling right now, feeling like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or man, I don't understand why people uh, don't really rock with what I'm doing, or maybe it's not making sense to them. The problem is you need to get out your own environment, y'all. Like you really, really need to get out of your own environment, and you need to start getting around people who align with your purpose. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram. I see my man Dre and my man T Brown in there. What's good? Y'all really need to start focusing on your purpose. And you need to stop being so angry with people that who aren't supporting you. Now, we got an event that's coming up this weekend at the African American Museum. And, one, I'm thankful for everyone that's rocking with us on that. We are teaching young black boys and boys from all backgrounds, but our focus is black boys how to make money online. And what I had to come to the realization of, you guys, a few years ago was that a lot of people are watching you. They're watching what you're doing. They're watching the moves that you're making. They're wanting to see if you're going to be consistent in what you're doing. And many of us aren't consistent. Many of us will start doing something. We'll experience some good success in the beginning, and then we will want that success to be the exact same. Uh, Somebody's saying I'm frozen. Let me see. Can y'all see me going right now? Let me see if it's rolling on Instagram on Facebook right now. No, I'm not frozen. You just in the back of the house and it's janky back there on the internet that you're using. So refresh your browser. But a lot of people that you're expecting to come along with you on that ride, they're not meant to go on that ride with you, y'all. It's not meant for them to come. I'm going to share a story. Thank you on Instagram. Y'all said I'm good. If I'm good on Facebook, let me know what's up. Let me put up my Facebook video right now so I can see what's going on. Let me know if y'all can hear me good. But let me share a story with you guys. A while back, um, I hired somebody in my company, somebody that I knew, And, I went out of my way to make sure that this person was extremely successful. And what I realized is that that person, while they're not a bad person, so to speak, but that person didn't see me as the person that I had become. They saw me as a person that I used to be. And from my standpoint, I feel like that person tried to go out of their way to essentially destroy everything that I had going on in my business because of internal issues, internal jealousies, whatever it was. And so it was brought to my attention a lot of stuff that this person was doing. And so I had to get rid of them. And then it was what it was. It was a business move, right? But what that taught me in that moment was that you can't bring everybody with you. Some of you all are focusing too hard on trying to bring the wrong people with you. I don't know who needs to hear that, but some of y'all are so focused on trying to carry a load that you shouldn't have to carry, or trying to get people to be someone that they're not. And everybody's not going to see the vision that you have. Everyone's not going to see the value that you're providing. And some people just don't really want to improve themselves. And that's okay. That's not a black thing. That's not a white thing. That's just a human thing. Everybody ain't ready to be what you call great. And maybe your definition of greatness ain't their definition of greatness. That's what I had to come to the realization in my own life. But many of you all are clinging on to situations and relationships that you're trying to force to be the way you want them to be. And you're finding yourself getting burnt out. You're finding yourself feeling some kind of way when people don't respond to you the way they want to respond to you. You're finding yourself saying, F everybody, man, all these people. Hold on real quick. Dog, can you leave, please? My dog is in here eating. The dog ain't ate all day. And now I'm eating. The dog in here smacking. You're finding yourself trying to convince the wrong people to do the right thing. And you literally have everything that you need inside of you. You just need to take that step first. And some of y'all don't believe in yourselves enough to take that step first. So what you're doing is you're trying to recruit. You're trying to get other people to join you on this mission of whatever you call greatness, but you don't believe in it because you don't believe in yourself. And at what point in the game are you going to start listening into and believing in yourself? It's got to happen someday. Eventually, you're going to have to get off the porch. Eventually, you're going to have to take that step. Whatever that step looks like, whether that step is going back to school, whether that step is writing a book, whether that step is starting an organization, whether that step is starting a business, you got to start believing in yourself enough, because how in the world are you going to expect for people to follow you when you don't believe in yourself? And that's why many of you guys find yourselves stuck, because you're not really believing in your efforts. You're not believing in yourself. So other people aren't going to believe in you as well. Somebody going to feel that. Somebody's going to feel the fact that, man, he talking to me. And I had to talk to myself like that. I'm like, man, how come certain things just ain't working out? Well, it's because I'm looking for the wrong people to be the right person in the situation. And what I learned was when I finally stepped outside of my comfort zone and start going to spaces and going to places where the people that I knew weren't there, I started to find the people that were literally waiting on me to show up. There's people who are literally waiting on you to show up so that you guys can be great together. But you don't want those people to be the ones. You want some other people in your family. You want your friends. You want your homeboy and your homegirl to be that person. And it just ain't in them. It's just not in them. And that's okay, because they weren't chosen for that task. So what you need to do, what I had to specifically do for myself, was get out of my own way and start allowing people to enter into my life who were going to provide me with the answers that I was looking for, but also provide me with the assistance that I needed to get to that next level. And you all, I committed. I said for 365 days, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I always do to see if I get a different result. And y'all will be amazed at some of the things that I've accomplished just in the last 3 to 4 months by simply getting out of my own way. Things don't have to be perfect anymore. Things don't have to look a certain way anymore. Things don't have to feel a certain kind of way anymore. I'm just going out there, putting the energy out there, putting the effort out there, putting the work. And I'm seeing that all the things that I'm looking to accomplish are really just kind of falling into my lap because I'm starting to trust myself more. And with all the success I've had, with all the notoriety I've received, with all the stuff I've done, people like me and people like you tend to not give yourselves the credit that you deserve or the credit that you desire when you do something good, and you don't stop and smell the roses and acknowledge your greatness. You don't stop and smell the roses and say, you know what, I actually did well on that. Everybody else is clapping for you, everyone else is cheering for you, but you're not cheering for yourself. And that's because you don't believe in yourself. So I'm gonna ask you, why is it that you don't believe in yourself, and what is that you can do to start believing in yourself? Well, the first thing you can do is start writing out your goals. Start writing out the things that you want to accomplish. Make that list as long as you want to make it, because you know what, you plan to be around for a long time. Nobody's planning on checking out tomorrow, right? But make that list of what you want to accomplish. And then what I want you to do is, if you look at that list and say, what's the one thing if I can have right now? Like, what would it be on this list? And then you need to start pouring everything you have into that. You know, for me, it was the documentary. You see the photo behind me, Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man. Yeah, I worked on this documentary for almost 2 years. And I actually took some time off, almost a year, from making my documentary because I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel like it was coming together. I didn't feel like the people that I had paid to be in the documentary was going to be beneficial for the documentary long term. I was overthinking a lot of stuff. And I finally just sat down one day and was like, man, I'm going to put this out. Who is for is going to be who is for. Who needs to see it is going to be the one who needs to see it. And it's changed people's lives. And there's literally something that you have inside of you right now, that you holding up inside your head right now, that somebody is literally praying for. Or if you're not a religious person or a spiritual person, maybe you meditate, maybe, whatever you do, there's a person out there who's literally doing that thing to conjure up what you have as a gift, but you're too afraid to get out there and do it because you don't want to look stupid. You don't want to fail. You don't want to make a mistake. Y'all, get out there and make those mistakes. When you first start talking your talk, getting on the internet, doing whatever it is you're doing, you're going to have a handful of people that's going to support you. Those are going to be the people who you can sharpen your skills with. Those are going to be the people who you can sharpen your craft with. Because truth be told, if you went live and 2,000 people were watching, you probably make so many mistakes. And then you be held to a standard that you can't live up to because you don't have systems in place. You don't have email systems in place. You don't have products to sell. Whatever it is you're doing, you're just talking to people. You're not giving them value. You're just giving them words. And if y'all haven't noticed, people don't want to hear your words no more. People want to see your actions. People are tired of getting on social media and getting online or even going in person with people and getting messed over, or finding out this person ain't really living the lifestyle they're promoting. How many people have we seen go back to work in the last year, but they were telling you to quit your job during the pandemic because all this money was out here and you stupid for having a job? Y'all say, I heard so many people saying, if that was you, say, I heard it, right? And now you're seeing those same people disappearing, and that trust has been eroded from people who were actually following them. A lot of people actually took that bad advice, and now because they took that bad advice, they don't trust anybody to do right by them, right? So when you get ready to do what it is you're doing, just get out there and do it. Walk alone, walk by yourself, because what you're going to see is when you get out there, the people that you need to be attracted to are going to find you. It's going to be real simple. They're going to find you. They've been waiting for you to show up, but a lot of y'all are too afraid to show up. A lot of you all are too afraid to take a chance on yourself because you don't want to fail. Maybe, you feel like you don't have a safety net, but you actually do have a safety net. Your actions, your efforts, the things that you do every single day, your consistency is your safety net. And you got to be more consistent with what you're doing. That's some shoot. I'll be honest with you. I done got real comfortable in my life because I've set myself up in ways financially to where, you know what, I'm good. And what that has done for me is that it's created for me a level of complacency in certain areas because I don't care. I don't need the money. I'm straight. That may not be your thing, but what your thing may be is I'm comfortable because what I'm doing right now is getting me through. It's getting me by. It's getting me along just far enough to where I don't have to take too many risks. But the risk is where the rewards are. The risk is where the rewards are. And many of you all, you have you've gotten accustomed to looking at false lifestyles and assuming that these are real. And then you start to judge yourself by what you're seeing on social media. And these people ain't really living like that. Social media is people giving you the best glimpse of their life in that moment. They're not showing you the mistakes. They're not showing you the arguments they having with their spouse or their partner. They're not showing you, the negative bank statements or the paycheck to paycheck stuff. They're not telling you that literally they are $100 away from everything in their life collapsing. They're just showing you the vacations. They're showing you the car. I always say the easiest way to trick black people is to pull up in a nice car, right? They'll show you that car. They'll show you that Airbnb or that rented house or that lifestyle that they have created to get you to buy into what it is that they're selling. And then they make their money based off of you consuming that lie. And at some point in the game, we're gonna have to start acknowledging that a lot of that stuff ain't real, and that's okay. So you have to create the authenticity that you want to see, and you literally have an idea in your head right now that will change your life and the lives of others, but you're too afraid to step out there because you don't feel like enough people are supporting you. Y'all, whatever it is, put it out there. I always, joke with my girl Erica Williams. Shout out to Erica Williams. Erica has written a ton of books, and every single one of her books got typos in it, and she don't care. She does not care if she spelled a word wrong in that book. She does not care if you come back and say, "Oh, that was wrong." Her thing is she put it out there, and you consumed it, and regardless of that one or two words being misspelled, the information that she's giving you is good information. See, the people that's going to point out your flaws to criticize you are not your target audience to begin with. They're not. They're just not your target audience. They're going to be what I like to call your unpaid consultants, because they're the ones who are going to call out everything you're doing wrong so that you can go back and you can tweak that stuff. But we give them so much power, and we let these people walk around like the boogeyman or the boogie woman. And we think in the back of our heads, man, I better not make no mistake, or this person's going to make fun of me, or that person's going to make fun of you. Ain't nobody thinking about you, fam. Put it out there. You literally have everything you need to be successful. You just need to put it out there, and you need to be consistent. Your consistency is your safety net. But a lot of people, you're just not consistent. You do it for a month, you do it for a week, you do it for a while, and then you disappear. And I've done that before, where I just get tired of something, I just stop. But there were actually people out there consuming it. And if I would have just stuck with it just a little bit longer, it would have took off. And then what happens when you do that is that you sit back and then you'll watch somebody who you feel is undeserving shine because they were consistent. The only thing that makes them better than you is that they are consistent. Nothing more, nothing less. They're not smarter than you. They're not more, they're not anything more than you, but consistent. Y'all been watching me for a minute. Y'all know how I get down. I done lost 50 pounds in the last 120 days. It's because of the consistency. So much so that if I take a week off and don't do no workouts, if I just kind of eat a little bad, I still don't put on a bunch of weight because of the regimens that I put in place are sustaining me through that consistency. And many of you all are not consistent. Consistency is your safety net. Consistency will literally get you to the other side of whatever it is you're trying to do, but y'all aren't being consistent. So what I'm gonna challenge y'all to do is to, one, start trusting yourself, but two, start being more consistent with what you're doing. You guys be sure to give me a follow. Be sure to like the page. If you're not watching me on YouTube, go to YouTube and follow the page, No More OGs. I've gotten back consistent with putting that content out, and it's starting to take off. We've reached over 800,000 people on Instagram just in the last 30 days because of the consistency. So where in your life can you be consistent? What can you do starting right now, starting tomorrow morning, to create the consistency in your life to start creating that momentum? Maybe it's just getting up, making up your bed. You'd be surprised what making up your bed will do if you just make up your bed when you get up. Maybe it's, setting a schedule to do one thing every day. If you got a list of stuff that needs to be done, write that list out and commit to doing one thing a day. Because if it's 100 things on that list in 100 days, your whole life will be cleaned up and it'll be straight because you committed to just doing one thing a day versus looking up 3 months from now like, damn, I still haven't done that. Then you beating yourself up. Then you feeling some kind of way because you're not being consistent with what it is that you need to do. That's all it is consistency and believing in yourself. believing that you have the power. You didn't get that idea for no reason. The idea is the validation. If that idea is put into your head, that's all the validation that you need. But some of y'all, you get the idea, you get the high and the rush that comes with that idea. You start mapping out, you start planning out, then you get scared. Nah, that might look funny. That might not show up the right way. I don't know. I don't want to look stupid in front of people. Who are these people that you're afraid to look stupid in front of? Them people ain't paying your bills. Those people are not going to show up and carry the load when things go bad in your life. So why do you care so much about what they think? I was talking to someone today who is putting out some content on fitness, but this person is also taking a different walk with their faith, and they're like, Tim, I just don't want to look a certain kind of way. Of course I'm doing fitness, so I want to be careful how I come across. I'm like, do you not understand that the people are showing up to your fitness page to see your results? You're built a certain kind of way. It doesn't matter what you wear. If you working out and you working out on your glutes and you working on your legs, you're gonna have a big butt and big legs. Isn't that what you set out to get when you start this journey? So people are gonna look at it. And that's okay. They're supposed to look, because that's what you're promoting. You're promoting a fitness life, and you can still live your purpose in that. Stop thinking about people saying, well, man, she talking about all this faith-based stuff, but she out there, got her butt and some tight pants. Who cares what they think? How else are you going to show that you're fit if you don't show your results? You can do that very classy. And after the conversation, that person was like, man, I never thought of it that way. Maybe I just need to get out of my own head. You do need to get out of your own head. And that's okay. That's normal. That resistance, that mental resistance is normal. It's going to happen. And I'm talking to you now, I'm not talking about that person. What we have to do is we have to acknowledge that that's a part of the process. That doubt is a part of the process. As soon as you get that idea, you'll go start getting that warm, fuzzy feeling. As soon as you get ready to start executing that warm, fuzzy feeling, then that doubt's going to creep in. And what typically happens there is that we stop at the doubt. We'll stop right there and say, you know what? Maybe this isn't such a good idea. You know what, man? Maybe I don't need to do that. I don't want to look stupid. No, look stupid. Because there's somebody out there that's watching you, that literally has been praying for the answers that you have. That's literally like, man, I just wish somebody would come along and help me and show me how to do this. And it's you. But you're afraid of how you're going to look to people that's not going to support you. They're not going to patronize you. They're not going to spend no money with you. They're not going to show up to your events. And you are basing everything that you're doing off of what those people think. And they don't give a damn about you. So let's stop giving those people that kind of power. We got to stop allowing people like that to dictate the outcome of our purpose. You got to stop feeling some kind of way because a person may have criticism about you. It's okay. People are going to criticize you. The more you become prevalent, the more criticism you're going to get. That is a part of the process. Don't be afraid of criticism and rejection. Don't be afraid to ask someone who may have the answers for the answer. And if they say, well, I typically charge people for that, find out what the price is. And if you feel like it's worth it, pay the price. And a lot of times, a lot of y'all just be being cheap. You don't want to pay the people their money for their hard-earned work. Get them people their money. If you feel like they got the answer, pay their price. Pay it. And then if it don't work, move on and find somebody else with the other answer. That's a part of getting out there and starting a business. That's a part of being out there and exposing yourself to the rigors of what it is that you're doing. But some of y'all, you don't want to take no loss. You just want to show up and win. And that's not realistic. Ain't nobody showing up and just winning. You might show up and have a win, but it's not going to be a consistent win because you have false expectations of what that win looks like. So then when you experience a little success on the front end and then you experience some turbulence throughout the middle, you feel like the rest of it is going to be turbulence. No, the win is coming. The next win is coming. You just have to go through that turbulence a little bit, y'all. And I don't know who needs to hear this. Y'all know I ain't been live in a minute, but I said I'm paying for all these programs. I might as well start going live more. I talked to a young lady who I interviewed, Wanaki Marie. You guys check out her interview on the No More OGs podcast. It was a really good interview, but she talked about how she's going to start going live more because there's a purpose that she's trying to fulfill, and she's not going to fulfill that purpose by sitting around doing nothing. What's good with you, Diego? I see you watching from Instagram. Y'all, get out there and just do it. Do it every single day. These people that you watching on social media that's putting their information out there, that's doing their thing, go back and look at some of their old videos. They didn't have a lot of views. And the truth be told is if you're not out there shucking and jiving or doing anything that's going to make folks look bad, a lot of people don't show up for that. People don't show up for a lot of positivity, but the people that do show up for are going to be the ones that consume it, and they're going to refer people just like them. And then you're going to start building what you're doing. We've been doing real youth mentoring we're going on our 8th year now. And I feel like I used to have to beg people to bring their kids to real youth mentoring. Now, shoot, people show up, but it's that consistency. It's knowing that there's going to be an event every month. It's seeing us on the news. It's seeing us all over social media. It's seeing videos going viral. It's providing value, knowing that when you drop your son off at Real Youth Mentoring and we have an event this weekend, this Saturday, get registered right now. Go to www.realyouthmentoring.org. We're teaching boys between the ages of 10 and 18, or actually 10, 17, and then young men between the ages of 18 and 25, how to make money online. The next event is in Dallas this Saturday at the African American Museum. Pull up. It's for everybody. It's for anybody, any man between the ages of 10 and 25. Like, you got to be the resolve that you want to see. You can't just get online and complain about nothing's being done. You got to do it. And so when we start being consistent with it, we start seeing things change. And we were consistent for a really long time. Then COVID came and we had to take a step back like everyone did. But we back at it. What's the point I'm making? I'm not going to sit on here all night long. Somebody out here needs to hear what I'm saying. You literally have everything that you need, literally everything that you need already inside of you. You just need to deploy some consistency. Nothing more, nothing less. Be consistent. That's it. Show up every day, even when you don't want to do it. And if you don't feel like doing it every day, pull up on a Sunday or a Saturday, create all your content for the week, and then just post it. That way you don't have to get online every single day and do something. You can just go into your save files on your phone and set an alarm on your phone. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. Let's post it. And that's it. Me juicing, y'all saw, I juiced yesterday. I juiced enough for half a week. And then what I'm going to do, in the past, I've juiced so much, I've actually frozen and didn't have to juice anymore. And then I just recorded as I was juicing, change my t-shirt, right? Open up the blinds, cut the light off, just do something different. So then I can just post that stuff in case, on Sunday I'm feeling like doing it, but maybe Wednesday I ain't feeling like doing it. But I've already done it for the week and I can put it out there. So now the people that's showing up to hear about the juice journey, which the link is in my bio, Tim Jackson presents 25 easy juices. I'm down 50 pounds in 120 days. I'm eating. I'm not just drinking juice all day long. I'm actually eating food and fasting. I tell you about my whole journey. But the people that's showing up every day to get that motivation, they don't see a break in the action or inconsistency because I've already done it. So what can you be doing in your life right now to be consistent in your life, in your business, in your marriage, your relationship with your kids, wherever you lacking? Start creating some consistency, and then you'll start seeing the results, and stop expecting to see the results right now. Stop expecting to see certain things. Yeah, you can see it immediately. If my office is dirty, I can clean up my office today and it'll be clean. But some of y'all are so depressed. Some of y'all are so just in a funk that you can't even get out the bed some days. I get that. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. But what I'm saying is just try to do one thing a day to start building that momentum. Just do one thing a day. You don't have to conquer everything in one setting, in one swoop. That's not realistic. We've gotten accustomed to the fast food, fast acting, let's get it done right now, instant gratification. That's not realistic. And that's why so many people, so many of our young people specifically, are struggling because they get on social media and they can watch a video for 15, 20, 30 seconds and see a person build a house or do whatever it is they do within a short period of time. And then they feel like that's how it works. So when they get out there to do it themselves, they realize, no, you actually have to show up for a long time and do this. They just chopped it down into a 30-second video. Then people get discouraged because they're looking for an unrealistic outcome. Where are you being unrealistic in your expectations? I had to acknowledge that in my own life. Where am I being unrealistic? Me and my wife had a real long conversation one day about some of my expectations of people, some of my expectations of situations just being unrealistic. And I had to acknowledge, like, man, she's right. I'm extremely unrealistic in this situation. I'm expecting the wrong people to do the right thing. I'm expecting for things to be a certain way based on how I can conceptualize the outcome now. but it took me years to get where I'm at. So why are you expecting for people to get where you at when it took you years to get where you at? Be patient with people. Meet people where they are. Meet people where they are. Get out of your own head. I had to have a conversation with a partner of mine. I caught myself being a little feeling some kind of way about something. And one thing I'm doing now is I'm being open more about. I'm talking about stuff a little bit more. And so I called him and I said what I said, and he was just like, "Man, I don't know what you talking about. You tripping, bro? That's in your head." And then he commenced to just tear me up, man. He tore me up. He said, "Man, I love you though, man." He said, "But you all over the place with that, man. I don't know where you got that from." And I sat back on the phone. I laughed. I said, "Man, you're right. I am all over the place. I never looked at it from your perspective. I was tripping." Show people some grace. Because this is the type of person that'll tell you F you in a minute and move on. But he said, "No, man, I'm gonna show you a little grace on that one because I've been consistent. So stop expecting you from other people and stop having unrealistic expectations of situations because you never know how another person receives something. You got to start asking people, hey, did you mean to do that? Or was this that? Like swallow your pride. Y'all be out here standing on business and that business be bankrupted. You got to start learning how to acknowledge where you are falling short and where you can pick up and where you can be consistent. And then you also have to show people grace. One, you don't know what people are going through when they not supporting you or when they not showing up the way you want them to show up. You don't know what a person's going through. You don't know what people are experiencing in their day-to-day life. And you feeling some kind of way because they didn't respond to your text. You feeling some way because they didn't show up to your event. You feeling some kind of way because they're not supporting you. But what you don't see on the back end is that they telling everybody they know about what you doing and sending people your way, and they're not telling you they sending people. And you getting all this extra attention that you never wouldn't have gotten, but you mad because you're not getting it from this specific person or entity. That's crazy. But we do that more often, especially when you're trying to step out there and do something on your own. I'm being transparent as I can. That's something that I struggle with. Feeling like people should show up to stuff because I've shown up for them. Well, it's a time, a reason, a place, and a season for everything. You don't know what them people got going on in their life. You went through a situation, people showed you grace, so you got to start showing your grace as well. But show yourself some grace. Like, stop being so hard on yourself. Stop feeling some kind of way when you're not getting what you want out of situations, and just continue to be consistent. Go live. Hey, I don't care if 2-3 people show up, talk to those 2 or 3 people like it's 2 or 3,000 people. Because if your goal is to get your message across, eventually you're going to be in front of thousands of people. But sharpen your craft on the people that show up. Sharpen your craft on the people that show up. Learn the business of what you're doing. If you're going live on social media and you promoting something, it's not going to get in front of everybody because they want you to pay for those likes. They want you to pay for those views. So now you got to start creating a situation where you can start emailing people. You can get people on a text list. Hey, I got this new video. Go watch it. Hey, I provided you value before, so you know that I'm going to provide you with some more value. People want to show up and get value, just like you show up to stuff and get value. Everybody that's watching this, you're getting value out of what I'm talking about because I've given you value before. I'm telling you something that makes sense that you can apply to your life. So what value are you giving? Stop being a person that's just always selling something. I hate that personally. When I don't hear from somebody in months and then they call me to buy something, it's like, yeah, how you doing too? People are human. There's a human element to everything, and you have to slow down and let things kind of pass you by sometimes so that you can see what it really is. Start judging people by their consistency and not by their words. Start judging people by and give people grace because people are allowed to make mistakes, allow them to correct themselves. But that consistency is going to tell you who a person is. And if you feel like you can help that person on their journey, then you can help them. Y'all, this ain't rocket science. I don't know who needs to hear that. I'm not going to sit on here all night long. But I want y'all to know that literally everything that you want is on the other side of your consistency. You just need to be consistent. That consistency is your safety net. That consistency is your foundation. That consistency is what people will see. They don't want to show up one time and you be great one time and then they come the next time and you ain't even there. Be consistent, you all. That's it. That's it. That's all I got to say. Be consistent. You have a gift. You have something that people need. they desire, they want, they praying for, they are literally trying to get to that other side, and you are the bridge to that, but you're not being consistent. So they can't show up and find what they need because you dip in and you dip out. It's like a relationship. If you were in a relationship with somebody that was being inconsistent, you leave them, I would hope. Especially if you're just dating them. Now, if y'all married, that's a whole totally different subject, right? You probably dip out on that too, right? But I just want y'all to be consistent. And I'm gonna challenge you all to be consistent. I'm being consistent. If y'all see me slipping and seeing me falling, let me know. Also, if you've seen that I'm doing something and I can improve it, stop being so afraid to tell people, hey, this will help you out. Y'all be holding on to the answers to stuff, be gatekeeping certain things, and then nobody wins because you ain't gonna put it out there. You see they doing it, you're not giving them the game, so then everybody's losing. Like when I see somebody doing something, I'll like, hey man, I see what you're doing. Maybe you can consider this. You don't have to do it. You ain't gotta take my advice, but try this and see if it works. And if it do, it do. If it don't, it don't. You ain't gotta tell people I told you. Like that's what I'm on right now. I'm literally on a journey right now in the next 100 days to assist people with writing 100 ebooks. I got a whole campaign, 100 ebooks in 100 days. We're gonna put on an event here in Dallas. I'm securing the locations as we speak. I've already secured one location, but I'm looking around for other locations because I want it to be a situation where y'all show up and we show up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time you leave, you have your ebook written. This ain't a how to, this is a let's do. You understand what I'm saying? So I've helped a couple people write ebooks in the past couple weeks. I've written some stuff. My wife has written some stuff. We put it together like 100 ebooks in 100 days, getting published, getting out there, telling your story so that people can see who you are, but more importantly, that you can help people change their lives. That's a movement. But it's the consistency. The consistency. People will keep showing up. Y'all show up and watch different podcasts, however often they come on, because you consistently look for that thing. So where are you being consistent in your own life? Y'all, that's all I got. Y'all do me a favor. Go to Amazon. Check out the documentary Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man. I'm actually finna try to put it on some more places too. I already did the whole Netflix thing, but I'm finna see if I can get this thing on Tubi, man. I hear Tubi will take any movie. And I hear them Tubi checks be straight. So y'all do me a favor. Check out the documentary Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man on Amazon Prime Direct. You can rent it. You can buy it. It is Black History Month. This is definitely a good Black History film. I'm actually going to a screening at a high school here locally next week where they're going to screen the documentary. So I'm very proud about that. And then shout out to Pipeline to Possibilities, which is a nonprofit here in Dallas that's hosted by a few really dope judges. They actually showed it to their program, man. It made me feel so good to know that people are actually showing this documentary in places. It's life changing. Y'all check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We put a lot into it. We put a lot into that. And it's only 50 something minutes long. It ain't even a long documentary, but it's a lot of information. But understand, if you didn't take nothing from what I said today, be consistent. Keep showing up even when you don't want to show up. Put systems in place so that if you don't feel like showing up, the system will take care of what you're doing, y'all. All right. Hey, that's all I got. I'm finna get up out of here. It's late. Y'all have a good night. Remember, be consistent. You have everything you need inside of you. The idea is the validation. That's all you need is the idea. The consistency will get you where you need to get. Stop asking the wrong people to try to help you do the right thing. Stop trying to look for everything outside of you and start looking inside of you. That gift was given to you, nobody else. Stop expecting for people to live your purpose. That's your purpose for a reason. That's your purpose. I don't care what it is. You ain't too old. You ain't too young. That idea was given to you, and that's all the validation you need. So execute it. Find out what you need to do that thing. Make a list and just start doing one thing a day or one task at a time. Don't multitask. Don't try to juggle a bunch of stuff. Just do one thing at a time, and then you'll start gaining that momentum, that consistency, and it'll be easy. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later.